A policeman pulled me over the other day and said, "Papers?" So I said, "Scissors, I win," and drove off. Oh, don't laugh too much, you'll get arrested. That's right, welcome back to a terrible Thursday to the bitter truth. Let's just hope the police haven't ruined it for you yet. Hold on to your steering wheel there, people. We've got a real life comedy crime caper involving the police. Again, a PCSO and her partner thought they'd stage an automotive vanishing act with their posh Range Rover, all in the name of an insurance claim. After their posh car became a burden and it needed £2,000 worth of repairs. Rather than part with the cash, they arranged for a friend to dispose of the motor, which was never seen again. When arrested and questioned, they couldn't believe the audacity of the police to investigate them, causing them embarrassment and stress. More like the audacity of you two losers. They ended up with a 3-month extended vacation behind bars. What a joke.
You're joking. Not another one?
Now, picture this. A nightclub mogul thinks he's got the ultimate hookup with a Met police officer. Turns out the officer conveniently misplaced his crime-fighting handbook and turned a blind eye to some shady dealings. Yes, a nightclub boss and his corrupt cop friend who was lavish with bribes like free holidays, whipping sessions, and evenings with ladies of the night, all in payment of looking the other way. He even got a VIP package to Wireless Festival, tickets for his mother-in-law to see Metallica in Milan for her 60th birthday, his home renovation paid for, and even a £3,000 a head ticket for a party with Elton John at his home. The result? 4 years of reflective contemplation for our nightclub impresario, and for the bank copper, 7.5 years for him. Enjoy your stay at HMP. Now, speaking of cops, you'd really hope that the police, who we pay to protect us, out of our hard-earned tax pennies, would actually do their jobs. But think again, because believe it or not, there are many crimes that are committed by Met officers happening right in the cosy confines of a police station. And guess what the nature of 1 out of 10 of these crimes are? Brace yourself. We're talking about horizontal jogging assaults. It seems like being in a police station in the presence of our officers is actually one of the most unsafest places to be. An officer who spent decades working with the force has said that these numbers are just a tiny fraction of what it actually is. How can you expect women and girls who feel unsafe to run to a police station where it seems like a large number of the crimes are actually happening once they get there? The Met Police needs a complete overhaul. And we need to build a new jail just to hold them all in.
There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Now let's have a look at a criminal who doesn't wear a badge. A drill rapper, whatever that is. Maybe some army sergeant, I don't know. Anyway, he dropped some truths in his song lyrics that even the police didn't know about. Well, that was rather stupid. Yes, some rapper boasted about the unaliving of a man who was shot outside of a kid's first birthday party. Yes, well done for signing your own guilty plea. The court case continues.
You're a fucking idiot.
In other people who can't seem to do their jobs, hold on to your appointments. During a recent strike action, over 1 million NHS appointments were cancelled. It's like a game of musical chairs, but with 1 million fewer seats. Congrats on your new achievement. Who cares about the health of our citizens, right? This figure doesn't even take into account community and mental health appointments, which would take the total far beyond 1 million. Crime consultants won above inflation pay award of 11%, which is completely unrealistic. Why should we reward you when you can't even do your jobs? Who do you think you are? The Met Police? Get back to work, do your jobs, bring down the number of people waiting to actually see one of you, and then we might think about rewarding you. You're not going to hold us hostage so you can buy a third holiday home on your already over £130,000 a year salaries. You chose that job. Nobody forced you to.
No, you're right.
Now, speaking of strikes and more people complaining about the career paths that they chose, are teachers. Again, just as students were gearing up for their wild ride of university life, the staff have decided to take a little breather. Yes, thousands of students face more disruption as staff at more than 40 universities join the picket lines. Again, crying about pay and conditions, despite this year's pay deal being the highest offer in 20 years. These Muppets and their unions are again calling for a above inflation rise. Keep going and you will see a revolt. If I paid an extortionate amount to go to university, to watch you stand outside with your little signs, those signs would then be inserted into your ass. Let's see if you can find a doctor to remove it. Oh, they're on strike too. And now let's set sail through the skies of Gatwick. Yes, it's in a bit of a tizzy again. Air traffic control is pointing fingers at the Convid for being understaffed. It's like the airport is playing hide and seek with its own employees. Imagine planes circling in the skies like little lost puppies, looking for a spot to land. Yes, as many as 50 flights have been cancelled, and at least 8,000 passengers face delay for the third time in just a month. Not only that, they will now cancel another 82 flights this coming week because of the short-term sniffles. Good luck if you're flying tomorrow, by the way. The largest number of cancellations will be expected at around 33. Maybe ask one of those Dover discoverers if you can have their dinghy once they're finished. And speaking of the Dover discoverers, next we're crossing back to the Mediterranean for a rather hot topic. You remember last week when I told you that a very small Italian island took in more than 7,000 illegals in just 48 hours, despite only 6,000 people actually living there? Well, it's got worse. A lot worse. We've now seen that there's been a surge of around 12,000 of them in the last week, and Italians are fucking pissed. The Lampedusa migrant crisis has people debating if it's a humanitarian crisis or a full-blown invasion. Hundreds of police officers have arrived to tackle the surging number of boats, where normally the island would only need around 6. Well, good luck to local people, local businesses and local services.
You're fucked. You're so fucked.
And now let's wrap this up with a, very peculiar fitness mishap. A personal trainer who thought that he could grow every muscle using weights got it rather wrong in this instance. Yes, this fitness instructor tried to grow his man sausage by inserting it into a 3-kilo weight, getting it stuck in the process. I think this man got confused when he mistook the idea of a manhood pump with getting the pump.
Now you fucked up! You have fucked up now!
Right, so what have we learned today? Police are still committing more crimes than criminals. Don't reveal your crimes in song lyrics. Doctors are still on strike. Teachers are still on strike. And migrants are taking over. Signing out.